What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's about to be that time.
Hey, everybody. We're here for some premium break week content, okay? We're gonna feed the algorithm with some fun. Is it fun? I don't know. We're talking about emotional moments. This is something we haven't done on the channel. We don't do tier lists all the time. We've done them before, but we haven't, to my recollection, tackled this. So I was on Tier Maker, and I was trying to find a tier list that really encompassed a lot of moments, but I don't know. I mean, without really thinking about much of it, we're definitely missing some on this, but you know, that's what chat's about. You know, so we'll be able to go through everything.
Another one.
We'll take what's here, and then we'll remember more. This one that I have up now, it looks like it only goes up to like midway into Onigashima, so we're definitely missing anything past that. So obviously we'll be talking about that. Shout out to Lydia Raven. Appreciate you.
Another one.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in here. Glad you're joining. And just catching up on the chat real quick here. Demi LP said I'm probably going to hate his ranking. Hey, you know, we'll see. We'll see, right? I mean, you know, I have my opinions. Everybody in chat, you have yours. That's okay. So let's move over to this tier list. Let's work through this together. I'll make it a little bit bigger here. Everybody in chat, like, you know, if there are things that you see off rip that are not here, then, you know, we're gonna have to talk about it. And I have a couple of tabs open with other ones, you know, and we'll kind of mix and match a little bit also.
You loyal.
Like, one thing I can see off the top, you know, not that it's one of my top emotional moments to begin with, but you know, I mean, it's definitely up there, of course. This ranking does not have Senor Pink on it, I think, which is kind of weird. So, you know, to me, it kind of invalidates it a little bit. But we'll just work our way through. We'll work our way through. We'll see. Very motivated member for 35 months. Said, went to a con yesterday and was repping my OPLA shirt for you, Captain. Saw so many OP fans there. It was fantastic. I love that. And I also love, you know, I've been seeing a lot more One Piece fans lately too. Like, I think I talked about it the last con that Chrissy and I went to. Like, we were seeing random cosplays and stuff for characters that, like, I wouldn't expect people to be cosplaying, like Miss Golden Week, and there was another really random one. I can't remember it now, but I just remember being like, oh, we're doing deep dives. Okay. Barry said, also, sir, 36 months next month. What's the icon going to change to? Well, it's already programmed in. It's been programmed in for a while. Well, we'll just wait till next month. I mean, it's not. I don't want to like hype it up too much. It's a variation of an older emote, but just more glamorous, I guess. Shout out to Ty in the chat. Said sorry, I'm early, crew. All right. Let's see. How do I do this? All right. I'm gonna switch the scene. Hopefully, it doesn't activate every single thing on my soundboard. Hey, it didn't. All right. So this is what we're working with on this. If you want to follow along, the link is in the description. Again, I didn't make this. This is like, I think, just the most popular one on Tier Maker. It's missing things. It's missing things. But, you know, we're gonna tackle this stuff. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna make it work. Just want to make sure I got the chat situated here as we go through everything. Okay. So got this. It's S, A, B, C, D. I don't like classifying anything as like D, and you know. So I don't know. I feel like we need to update these first. Iconic top of the crop. All right. This is tough. Like, just trying to come up with names for these things. I don't know. We'll figure out the names as we go along. But I guess maybe we'll do like, why is this on the list? Sad, but didn't cry. Or maybe this should be sad, but didn't cry. That's kind of like the middle one anyway. Sad, but didn't cry. Unfazed. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good. I like that. Why you do this? Yeah, how about that? Yeah, there we go. All right, so we got iconic top of the crop. Why you do this, Oda? Sad but didn't cry. Unfazed. Why is this on the list? So we'll go with that. How up to date is this list, Kev? Onigashima, like midway. I think the like automatically I'm gonna take this Kinemon moment. I'm gonna put, why is this on the list? Like, this appears to be the latest thing that's on it. Well, I need to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing here. So, yeah. Now, granted, this is from 10:15, which is a more emotional moment than, sorry. Was it episode 10:15? Because that's kind of a weird comparison, because 10:15 is like the chapter that I'm thinking of, right? You're gonna need a bigger boat. So I'm technically thinking of this as like if this was the moment where Kinemon died, then it would be why is this on the list? But chapter 1000, like that was a little emotional. Shout out to Lydia Raven with the gift subs.
Together we're stronger.
Stronger together. Appreciate
Together we're stronger.
it. Yeah. So this is episode 1015, but also chapter 1015 was when we got the Kinemon death fake out. And I'm still salty about that, years later, as I should be. So I'm still gonna put it I'm still gonna leave that as why is it on the list. And that's just because in hindsight, even though it's not the moment, what Oda did with Kinemon sullied everything else with Kinemon, so I can't do that. An automatic iconic top of the crop. Right there. Look at this glorious being. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. Ryunosuke. Top of the crop. That's top of the crop. Oh my god. Ryunosuke. Demi LP asks if I'm joking. Why would I joke about Ryunosuke? It's top of the crop. All right. Let's see. So now we'll kind of go in order here. So the first one here is Shanks and Luffy. Like, I mean, I didn't sit there and cry. Like, I kind of want to put it in like sad but didn't cry, but then at the same time I feel like I'm almost unfazed by it. So now I'm like, do I need a tier in between sad but didn't cry and unfazed? Because it's just like, okay, this is just like a plot narrative thing. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with unfazed because it's just, but it's also like sad but didn't cry. But at the same time, it's like it's the first thing. Like, I don't know Shanks enough. I don't even know Luffy enough by the time I get to that. All right. So then we've got Shushu. And I mean, I might upset some people here, but I'm kind of unfazed by Shushu. I mean, it could be sad but didn't cry, but it's like, it's such a small point of the story. I mean, I get that it's unappreciated, Dizza, yeah, but it's like, that moment isn't really about Shushu in the first place. That moment is about showing Luffy like what Luffy's about to Nami. So you get told this story so that when Luffy like protects Shushu in front of Nami, it means something. So as far as like the story goes, it's more interesting what that story gives us than what that story is. I Will Never Lose Again. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is also kind of a thing where I feel like I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna go with sad but didn't cry, because I'm gonna say that like even on my like first watch through, like this hit harder than these. So yeah, I should move that over like that so we can see like what it actually is. Um, but it's still I've definitely like this is saying yeah like chills every time. I still get chills from it. So yeah, I gotta. This could go in unfazed, but I'm gonna put it there just to be a little different. Um, the owner Zeph moment for Sanji is something that I feel like has aged better for me and is it means more after having the second Sanji flashback, but it's not something that like meant anything to me when I watched the first time. But I'm gonna go unfazed, but I will say that I really loved this in the live action, and I'm pretty sure the first time I watched uh, that moment between Taz and Craig, I kind of teared up a little bit. So it's like it's something that has grown with me, but in the anime, it didn't really do much. But it it definitely hit better in the live action. Um, we got top of the crop. That's like that ruins me every time. Every time it ruins me. So I can't. That's top of the crop. Like it's these ones like that. You can't. That's undeniable. That's undeniable. All right. Laboon. I don't think I ever cried for Laboon, but it's still sad. So that's gonna be sad, but didn't cry. That's gonna be sad, but didn't cry. It's almost a why you do this, Oda, but it just it's one of those things that's going to hit when we circle back around to Laboon. Um, Here, look, that's top of the crop. That's top of the crop right there. Um, that also ruins me every time. Um, yeah, Laboon gets sadder in Thriller Bark. I mean, Laboon definitely gets better with the second flashback, but it's it's more I'm identifying with like the way Brooke feels about it rather than putting myself in the POV of Laboon and crying about that. But it's still hey, I'm not saying I'm unfazed because I'm not unfazed by Laboon. So all right, then we got that's top of the crop. We have two back to back top of the crops right here. This we got the Sakura trees in Drum, and we got the VV Goodbye. Uh, these things ruin me. These are things that's I mean I feel like the VV Goodbye is the most iconic moment in the entire series. Um, but oof. Ugh. All right. Nolan. Mont Blanc Noland. So the story of him, like that is, I don't think I didn't like cry watching the Nolan thing, but I'm definitely not unfazed. But it's also kind of like a why you do this, Oda, because it's so wrong. It's so wrong. Ah. I'm gonna put this at sad but didn't cry for now, and we may reevaluate that. Um, Next up, we've got Luffy and Usopp arguing. I'm gonna go with why you do this. Like that's our first why you do this. It's not top of the crop, but it's memorable enough to be like this is wild, and I want more of it. I want more things like it. Um, then I feel like this is kind of weird. Like I don't know, is this trying to encapsulate the entirety of the Ohara flashback or just specifically Kuzan saving Robin? And because like if it's just this moment and this panel, then I'm unfazed. Like obviously here I want to live. That's top of the crop. That's top. So I mean, like I'm gonna take that automatically, and I'm gonna toss that in there.
You loyal.
Um, Dizza said Mark's birthday was the 11th. Do the thing. Oh, I will do the thing like Angela Bassett. Let's see. Where is it? Um, there it is. Happy birthday. Hope it was a good one. um, all right. I'm gonna I'm gonna put that at why you do this, and I'm gonna say that it's more than just this scene here, because it's like everything that happens in Ohara is wild, but the iconic moment is that, like it's the result. Everything else is like what are you doing? Like I'm not necessarily crying while I'm watching all of the flashback unfold. I'm just sitting there like, what is going on? Um, so yeah. All right. So then the next moment on this list is uh, Usopp coming back to the crew, apologizing. Um, there's a cathartic nature to that. Yeah, you feel good when it happens. Um, I don't even know. I wouldn't even call this. I can't even put this in sad but didn't cry because it's not sad. It's like that's one of those happy moments. Um, I guess is why you did. Why did you do this, Oda? Next one. It's top of the crop. Yeah, emotional moments, not just sad. So actually, we're gonna make this emotional, but didn't cry. And then I'm gonna put this here. That makes it better. It's a good clarification for that. The Merry Funeral is in the top category. It's in the top category. Next up is Brooke. When it becomes a solo. This is I'm putting that at the top of why you do this, Oda. Like, did I cry? Yes. Is it top of the crop? Maybe I'm a little maybe hot take. It's not top of the crop for me. It's up there. It's up there. I'm putting it at the top of why you do this, but it is like I love Brooke. I love that flashback. I love what it represents. But Brooke's flashback never hit as much as some of the other moments for me. Next up, the end of the archipelago. See, now that's top of the crop for me. Like, that moment broke me. Yeah. Jen said, "Wow, Randy, you cried for Brooke's backstory." I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, in the anime. Not like sobs, but I don't know. It's like a weird. When it comes to like moments that I've actually had tears for, it would be like the Vivi goodbye. Like, as far as things we've gone here, like the Hero Look stuff, the Belmere, the Sakura.
You loyal.
At drum, help me. I mean, I would say like everything in the top of the crop, especially Ryunosuke, is like stuff that I've like teared up at. But a lot of the times, what really gets me in the anime is like when the music is hitting just right, and it's like a win. Like, I'll start like when our team is winning, like I'll be like right there with the happy tears more than anything. But I don't know. I feel like I was there with Brooke, but that's why I'm like I don't know. I didn't have as much of a reaction as I did as the other things in the top of the crop. So, Brandon King, member for 23 months, said my top 5. Help me, Luffy. Vivi, stop fighting. That's good. Say you want to live. For 3. 4, Bink Sake, sleeper pick, and then 5, Skypia's end. We're right here. Ooh, that's good. They should have put that on this list. That's iconic. That would have probably been top of the crop if they put that on this list. So they're definitely missing some things here. Bon, that's like I want to put it in iconic top of the crop, but it's gonna go in why you do this. But like, keep in mind here that even though like why you do this is like a separate tier, it's basically like S plus and S, S or S minus. Like this is all like these first two categories are almost interchangeable. But we have to have some designation of like the stuff that's like really up there. Um and next is Ace and Whitebeard. So I'm gonna have a hot take here. I'm gonna put Ace at Why You Do This, but I'm gonna put Whitebeard at iconic top of the crop. You know, love Ace and everything like that, but like I don't know. When I go back to everything, like I end up getting more phased by like Whitebeard than Ace a little bit. I don't know. I mean, I've definitely teared up from Luffy's reaction to everything. I guess I'm more salty that Ace actually died. So I don't know. Next up is Sabo's in quotations death. I'm gonna put that in why is this on the list? It did, you know, it's something that I could put in unfazed because the other thing too is like nobody thought Sabo was dead, so no one was phased by that. So it's like it's on the border here of like just like why is this on the list and unfazed. Um, Luffy remembering his crew and everything like that. That is it's iconic. I'm gonna put it at the top of why you do this. Um, and I'm gonna have a little bit of a sleeper pick here, but to be honest, this Dan moment is top of the crop for me. Like this scene, this moment ruins me. Like I like every time I get to this moment where Dan is like yelling at Garp, like I end up having I've had more of an emotional reaction rewatching that scene than like everything that happens in Marineford. So I don't know. Like that is I'm glad that the whoever made this list put that Dan moment on there because that's something that I feel like could easily just not end up on a list like this. It's one of my favorite moments in the series. So that's one of my like weird picks that I don't know if everybody's going to agree with, but it's just something that that hits for me, and I think it's one of the best emotional things that Oda's ever done in the present. Like he's always doing good things in the flashbacks, but he's not always hitting those emotional moments in the present. He's usually saving them for the flashbacks. So that was a moment where it was like, okay, let's reflect on everything that you did and let these characters speak on it. So that's one of the best scenes in the entire series. Um, Barry said, I cry for Dedan. Jin said, Dedan hits hard. Yeah. Ty said, I gotta toughen up every time. Um, man. Um, Dan said, Dedan's a goat. Yep. Dedan's, you were there. Why'd you let him die? Oh my god. Yeah, it's like Dedan's reaction to everything is is better than Ace's death. I'm sorry. Like it justifies it. So yeah, Dizza said, I'm Jordan meme level crying for the damn. She lost her son. Exactly. So that's why like no joke. I actually like I have it above I want to live. Like I can't speak on this scene enough. Like I feel like it is underrated. I don't know if everybody making this list would have it that high, but that scene just does it for me. It's top of the crop. So, um, okay. Um, Fisher Tiger. That's definitely why you do this. I've got that just under Ace and above Brook. So, um, then we've got Odahime. Uh, it's emotional, but I didn't cry when Odahime died. I think Chrissy did though. Chrissy loves Odahime. Um, yeah, that one just didn't. That one, like, I appreciate everything that she did, but I think by that point I was already like on to Oda, and I was just like, oh, this. I mean, like, this person's dying. So I think I just expected it too much, and it didn't. It just didn't do anything. Um, then we have Mocha. I don't know. I'm tempted to put like that on like why is this on the list? Um, Punk Hazard is not my favorite arc. Um, and depending on when you ask me, I might even have it under Syrup Village. It's always in a toss up between that and Syrup Village. So, uh, I'm surprised that that's even on the list. I am actually I'm gonna put it on why is it on the list because it's something that completely unfazed me. Like, okay, Mocha like took all the candy, saved the kids. That's fine. That didn't do anything for me. This is the only thing that Punk Hazard made me cry was the pacing in the anime. Right. That was one of the hardest times to be a weekly fan. Definitely definitely hard times. There were like hype moments where it was just like, oh, Law's here. Oh, Smoker's back. Okay, cool. And then I don't know. It's something that only works on a binge method, and when it was, there's probably plenty of people in chat right now that were not able to binge it. Yeah, I think one of the hardest times to be a weekly fan was like the stretch between Fishman Island and Dressrosa. Just referencing what Big Mike is saying in the chat. But Dressrosa at least really kept me engaged. Just because I'm a huge Bellamy fan, so like Bellamy being back in the story was exciting. I was really interested in everything that Doflamingo was doing. So even though the pacing in it, like, it took forever and we were in Dressrosa for years, I don't know. I was okay with it. More so than most people, I would think. Next, we see Luffy seeing Sabo. And, you know, I want to say the first time this happened, I would have put this in emotional but didn't cry. But then when I did my rewatch with One Pace and everything, I think I did tear up at this part.
Another one.
So, I don't know. I'm gonna put this at the bottom of why you do this. It's kind of teetering between emotional but didn't cry. It's one of those things that, like, I'm actually surprised is even on the list. Shout out to Big Mike for joining. Hey.
And another one.
um, it's like that's one of those things where it's like, okay, you know this is coming, but it still kind of gets you. Yeah. Now, a lot of people, may not agree with me here, but for me, Kyros and Scarlet, that's iconic top of the crop. I'm sorry, like that thing ruins me. The fact that his wife died without remembering him, I think that's one of the most savage things that Oda ever did in the story. So I'm gonna put that right below Dadan. Yeah, I think I have Kuros's backstory above I Want to Live, the Merry Funeral, and Whitebeard. That's what I'm gonna say right now. Kyros is a goat, and it really is one of the craziest, wildest things that Oda ever did. That he let this man's wife die without remembering that he existed. Like that is it's breaking me right now just remembering it. Next we've got Law breaking down after I guess he realizes that Lami is dead. So and then we've got the Corazon thing. So this is how I'm going to break this down. This Law part, I'm going to put this in Why You Do This, but the Corazon is iconic, top of the crop. Like that's how we're going to break this down, because the part, while everything that happened to Law is devastating, like his whole town and everything, it's like it's so much so fast. It's like Robin's backstory. It's sometimes less is more. So it's like you think, like we're talking about the Kyros thing. Like we got to know Kyros, we got to know Scarlet a little bit, and then like it's something that's so focused on just those three people, Kyros, Scarlet, and Rebecca, right? But then when you have like this like genocide that is happening, like it's crazy, and you have this point of view character of Law, it's so devastating that it almost numbs you in a way, and there's too much to where it's kind of hard to process. But then when it gets sort of like smaller and the story is just between the relationship of Corazon and Law, I'm able to process that more and have a more emotional reaction to it, because Oda spent more time with Corazon than he did showing us Lami and like the rest of his family. So I can't put the Law part in iconic, but I can put Corazon there. Mark said, I absolutely cried at Luffy seeing Sabo. I saw it a mile away, but Luffy deserved to see his brother. Facts. It's one of those things where it's like it's a happy moment, and I love those moments. I love that. We don't need everything to be just sad. Next is Doflamingo's backstory. I'm inclined to put this at why is this on the list. This is not an emotional moment for me. It's just it's. I'm gonna put it in unfazed though. Like it's still a crazy wild moment. So I'm not gonna say why is it on the list. I get it. It's a backstory. But I'm not gonna cry over the villain. All right, then we've got 3 Sanji moments here in a row. Exactly, there's nothing Oda could do to redeem Dofi. All right. Well, actually, this person. All right, so this, whoever made this list, I I can appreciate it is like clearly a Sanji fan. So we've got the man in the iron mask with the Sanji flashback. We've got him realizing pudding is evil, which is out of order. We've got the post cry after he fought Luffy, and then we have the crying breakdown after he has his conversation with Luffy and gives him food. These are a lot of moments, and not all of them are iconic. So I'm gonna say Sanji and the Iron Mask to me is pretty iconic. This might be bottom of top of the crop. The rest of this Sanji stuff is not top of the crop. I'm going to say the most emotional part out of this triplet here is Sanji with Luffy after he's already given him the food. And then him breaking down after the fight. And then the pudding moment. So, did any of these moments make me cry? I don't think so. But if any of them got close, it would probably be the moment where Sanji's saying, I want to go back to the Sunny. The pudding crying scene is here. This one. I mean, they did a great job in the anime with the lighter flick and all that. All right. You guys are reminding me, like, all right, so this one is pretty good. This one's good. I'm focusing too much on the pudding aspect of it and not the Sanji aspect. And I was there for my man. All right, so let's see. This is what I'm doing. Bottom of top of the crop, Sanji's second backstory. Sanji saying, what's finally in his heart. We're gonna put that in why you do this. Sanji with pudding, emotional, but I didn't cry. And then Sanji being upset about fighting Luffy, emotional, but didn't cry. Next up, we've got Sayonara from Pedro. Pedro's a goat. I love this dude. Screw it. Top of the crop. Put some respect on my man. Then now we're in Wano. Yeah, they skip Zoe. They skip Senior Pink. This list is, it's definitely missing stuff. Rizo is safe. That would have been iconic top of the crop. If they had that in here, that would have been top of the crop. Don't worry. But that's not on this list. They missed that. That's a crazy miss. It is fraudulent. That is. Fishman said a distinct lack of Papagu on the list. What was the sad moment with Papagu? Like, that's another one of my goats, but like, is it just people not listening to him? Is that what's sad? Kami getting taken? Um, yeah, the stuff in the whale tree would be emotional. Um, an iconic top of the crop moment for me before getting into Wano, something that did legitimately make me cry, not only in the anime but in the manga, and would be very close to the top of iconic top of the crop, would be Luffy getting his 1.5 billion bounty. Um, so there were very few moments on this list that had things that weren't just sad. So we've got for Wano, we've got Yasuie, which is definitely an emotional moment. It did not make me cry though. So this will not go in iconic top of the crop. This may be iconic top of the crop for some people. It's not for me. We have weirdly Hiyori telling Zoro about the smiles, like that reveal. Yeah, I guess it's an emotional moment, and it's payoff. It explaining everything, but it's definitely like I'm gonna put that in unfazed. Odin, I am outspoken. One of my biggest hot takes is like I'm not the biggest fan of the Odin flashback. I love the stuff with Roger and Whitebeard, but everything with Odin and Wano, like not the best. And I don't think that Odin is that great of a character. I just it's one of my hot takes. I think he's responsible for a lot of the stuff that happened, and I mean that's on purpose. Like it's all to build up Luffy to like kind of fix this man's messes. But then there's like a little bit of mixed messaging where it's not really talking about the fact that he really created all of the things that happened in a way. He's almost glorified for doing it. So it's like I don't know. He's you know he's a Chad. People love him. He's not one of my favorite characters. Then this Nami moment. I love this Nami moment, but I'm also upset about it because it's like it's something that would have had a major payoff if Oda actually showed us more of the page one and ulti fight. So it's like they kind of made this a little bit better in the anime because they expanded upon it a little bit. But it's like we basically go from hey, we're gonna fight these guys to then like cutting to this moment, and there's no build up to it. And it's like it's this great thing for Nami to do, but we needed an extra chapter before this. And it's one of those things where I just wish they would let Oda like write the chapters as long as he wants them to be, instead of trying to cap them at 18 pages, and then we would get the full story of things. It's still emotional. I still love this Nami moment for Nami. I think it's something. I guess what I'm saying is that this Nami moment could have been something like really iconic, and it ended up just falling a little more flat than something. So it's like that's definitely emotional, but didn't cry. Odin. Oh, sorry, I put that in why you do this. Odin is emotional, but I didn't cry. Um, The smiles, that's kind of, I'm gonna put that in unfazed, and then Yasue, I'll put that in emotional but didn't cry. And then that's this list. Eric Veltri said, Momo, I trust you, top of the crop for me. Catching up on the chat here. Josh Gist said Yasue was sad, like middle of the tier. Yeah, that's kind of where it is. Tama finding out that Ace died. Yeah, that wouldn't be iconic, but something that should have been on the list. Shin said that it was a character development moment for Nami. It was, but it lacked the development, is the thing. It needed the development. It was like we just jumped to the moment. Vishna said, Yasue hits really hard for me because of how much I like Toko. So the difference here is that the emotional moment for me is not that Yasue died, but that Toko was trying to use the toad oil to bring him back to life. So it's like, that's the moment that hit. But this is just this is just Yasue on the cross. So if it was Toko like at Yasue's body, that would have been at why you do this, Oda. And then Dan DeCarlo said Kuma's backstory, top of the crop. Specifically, tell her that I said happy 10th birthday would be iconic, top of the crop. And the run. The run is iconic, top of the crop. Yeah. Whew. So. All right, so that's cool. So we did that. The iconic top of the crop moments. We've got the Vivi goodbye, Ryunosuke, R.I.P. When Does a Man Die? Bell Mirrors, I Love You. The Sakura Blossoms and Drum, Help Me. To Dan yelling at Garp. Kuros and Scarlet. Corazone's I Love You moment. Luffy losing his crew at the archipelago. I Want to Live, of course. Merry Funeral, of course. Whitebeard's death, of course. Sanji's second flashback. Pedro's sacrifice. Then in the tier right beneath it, Why You Do This, Oda, we've got I Still Have My Crew, Ace's death, Fisher Tiger's death, Brooks' death, Bon Clay's fake out death. And this is the other reason why I don't have it in iconic top of the crop, is because Bon Clay was revealed to be alive. If he died here, iconic top of the crop. The fight between Luffy and Usopp, O'Hara flashback. We got Sanji saying he wants to go back to the Sunny, Luffy seeing Sabo, Law's early parts of his flashback. Emotional but didn't cry. These two Sanji moments from Whole Cake, Nolan flashback, Laboon, I Will Never Lose Again, Yasue dying, Usopp's apology and back to the crew, Odahime dying, this Nami moment from Wano, Odin dying. Unfazed, Shanks losing his arm, Hiyori revealing the truth about Smiles, Shushu, Owner Zeph, and Dofi's backstory. Why is this on the list? Mocha eating the candy. Sabo dying, in quotations. And then Kinemon from Wano. Now there's other lists here. Let's see. So this one has more stuff. This one actually does have more stuff. So a lot of this stuff, like, I don't even know if I would go as far as to say a lot of this is emotional moments, but a lot of this stuff is iconic. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would consider He Laughed like a moment like that too. This has Senior Pink. But this also has Wish Her a Happy 10th Birthday, and then Buggy saying that he wants to be King of the Pirates. So from the things that are different here, okay, so the Kuina, the Zoro backstory with Kuina, that's definitely like emotional, but I didn't cry. Usopp losing his mom, unfazed. Luffy climbing with Nami, emotional but unfazed. Like, it's more cool than anything. Sanji, thanks for the light. I mean, that's iconic top of the crop. Frankie taking the train, that's, I don't know. For me, that's kind of Why You Do This, Oda. Luffy getting beat up during ASL. Why You Do This, Oda? Pound getting attacked by Oven. Why is it on the list? Hiyori's controversial moment at the end of Wano, and that's why is that on the list? The moment that created the Leaning Legend is iconic top of the crop. He Laughed, iconic top of the crop. Luffy becoming an emperor, iconic top of the crop. Buggy saying that he wants to be Pirate King, iconic top of the crop. Happy 10th Birthday, iconic top of the crop. Sengoku stopping Garp from killing Whitebeard. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of unfazed by that. I don't know if that's like the big moment that needs to be in here. Senior Pink, Why You Do This, Oda. God Usopp. I mean, it's it's iconic. I don't know. It would be at the bottom of top of the crop, but it's just like because of how special that moment is. It's like more of a meme pick than anything. Uh, we've got Hancock getting saved. Her little backstory. That's why you do this, Oda. I'm just like speed running through the things that weren't on the other list. We've got this moment, which is like kind of them setting up the alliance, but I'm gonna say that that's Raizo is safe, and then we'll call that like iconic top of the crop. Ace and Tama, why you do this? Toki, honestly, I was unfazed. Usopp and Frankie meeting each other, um, emotional, but I didn't cry. I think that covers everything that was not on the other list. Some of these are just different pictures for the same things. Mr. G said, gotta head out, but great stream. Randy Troy, and again, pleasure meeting you on OPU on Thursday. Yeah, I was over on Marshall D. Preach's channel, and we talked for a little bit. Colt Zero said, Whitebeard, you mean Akainu? Oh, did I say Whitebeard? Yeah, I meant Akainu. You know what I mean. Let's see. This one's called Epic Moments. You save that for something else. That's just backstories. Backstories. Yeah, we'll keep it at that. Let's see here. All right. So that's the list there. So I guess we're gonna talk for a little bit, but that's the that's the tier list for today. Try and figure out some other moments if we can. I think we should get these likes up, guys. Chin said, I don't see Pell's sacrifice. Honestly, that's iconic top of the crop. But it is sullied. It is sullied, but it is iconic. Brandon Arnold said Kuma's dad telling him his mom died is top tier 2. Took me by complete surprise. Instant single man tier. I remember reading that live and just being like, come on, Oda. What are you doing, man? No. Because it's like he told them that he died, and then in the next panel, like, got clapped. So I was just like, okay, it's too much. Ty said that he's got some weird tier triggers. Like what, bro? Burn said, Randy, I haven't been able to make it out to the streams. How have you been liking JJK? Well, we watched JJK 0, and I loved it, and I wish I watched it first. I think I would have appreciated a bunch of moments in season 1 if I saw it, because I was like picking up things. I was just like, oh, that's the thing. Oh, this ties into that. And I don't know. I just feel like Maki is a way better character, having the like everything in the movie than what you get in season 1. So, and then I watched Hidden Inventory before we watched the movie, and I think that might be like my favorite section of the entire series so far. So, and then I don't know. I think this Wednesday we'll pick up from season 2, episode 6 on Twitch, twitch.tv/Randy Troy. Ty said, in the anime, when Yamato saw how Roger and Luffy's dreams lined up, that got me. Yeah. I get it. I mean, the anime always gets me more than the manga. And that's just, you know, music is a great trigger for emotions. It just is. And Carlos said, can we talk about how great X-Men 97 is right now? It's excellent, but that episode 5, I mean, even though it broke me, it should have been a 2-parter. I think the pacing was way too fast, and we needed to like kind of like sit in everything that was happening before it happened. Shin said R.I.P. the showrunner, though. Well, not like really R.I.P. Like he didn't die; he just got fired. But yeah, they should rehire that guy because I mean I don't know what he did, but he's making good content. And I think they said he had an OnlyFans or something. I don't know. But X-Men 97 is the best thing Marvel's put out in years. And if the man had an OnlyFans, then that just goes to show that like, working in the film industry does not pay. Legendary Boss Hunter said, Randy, did you notice that the demon that Geto pulled the nunchuck from was the demon that Megumi's dad had? Yeah, I did notice that he had the demon that Megumi's dad had, and I also noticed that the nunchucks were the same nunchucks used in during the, what did they call that thing? Whatever. Whenever Kyoto and Tokyo were, having an exhibition or whatever, and that was getting used there. Like that was great. But it's like if I was watching that after seeing the movie, it would have been like, oh, that's the thing from that, instead of like, they were hyping up these nunchucks, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, they're just nunchucks. And then I see them in the movie, I'm like, oh, okay, this would have made, I don't know. Don't worry, Jim. Ty Super Chatted said, let's talk opening 26. The song has the run in it. Baby sent tomorrow's face watching the light. Big news covering Vivi's face. The handprints, etc. Which run? Because it doesn't have the Kuma run in it. The baby sent tomorrow's face watching the light was like a crazy thing for them to put in the opening, because it's like it's a moment that in the manga didn't really like wow, like this is a big moment, but they make it feel like it's such a big moment in the opening. I love the opening. As a matter of fact, I still need to watch 1100, and I need to watch 1101.
Savage.
For those who watched 1101, I know everybody hyped up 1100, so I still need to watch that. But is 1101 just as good, or did the quality go down? Mark said, wait, you already watched it? Yeah, so I've been trying to put the VODs up. I got a copyright thing on when I was trying to put it on YouTube for the movie. So it's like I'm trying to like trim out the parts that they flagged. So it's not gonna be like a straight through thing, but no strikes on Twitch though, so still keep watching it the same way over there. Episode 1101 was a recap. I thought it was supposed to, people were saying it was like the end of the Luffy and Lucci fight. Did I like JJK0? I did a lot. Like I said earlier, like I wish it was the first thing I watched instead of episode 1. Like I wish I started with the movie and then watched season 1. But everybody was like, no, watch season 1, then watch Hidden Inventory, then watch the movie. And I'm like, I'm glad I watched Hidden Inventory before I watched the movie. But it's like, I actually almost wish I watched everything in chronological order. Like if I watched Hidden Inventory, then the movie, then season 1, I think I would appreciate things a lot more. But I'm okay with also doing the order as JJK0 season 1, then Hidden Inventory is kind of like a flashback and context for the other stuff. But it's like JJK0 has so much context for things in season 1 that it's like, it's crazy that that's not where people want you to start. They gave it a week, I guess, because of animation. All right, well, then I don't know. I'll watch 1100 and 1102 together next week or something. What did I think of Yuta? I mean, I like them more than Yuji a little bit, so I just want to see where that character goes, and what they do now that the thing that made them powerful is kind of not around, you know? Miss Sayana said Hidden Inventory might be the best arc. The writing for Gojo and Geto truly peaked. I loved it. Like it was the best part of the story so far. I'm disappointed that it's the best part of the story because it means that it doesn't get any better. But yeah, I still have not peeped 1100. I gotta do that. Oh yeah, definitely send me all that, Barry. Wow, Chin, way to get me excited for this, this new content that I'm bringing everybody. It doesn't get any better indeed. Great. It's peaked. Phenomenal. Stream canceled on Wednesday, guys. Brandon said 1100's genuine cinema. You know what my issue is that I would love to like just turn on 1100 right now and watch it. But now that Funimation is gone, I'd have to watch it on Crunchyroll. And the thing with Crunchyroll is like when you try and stream something, if I wanted to show you like the part that I'm at, all it shows is a black screen and the subtitle. So it's like I'd have to go and find some place to like actually download the episode so that it like played in the corner so everybody can see what I'm, you know, reacting to. And that's a lot of work. And it was cool because if I just turned on Funimation, I would be able to like still display capture it. Vern said there's a JJK fight I genuinely would put at Goku versus Frieza level. Okay. Yeah, random anime sites would work, but then like you have to deal with ads and, you know, some of those things like cut out. It's like you got to deal with all of that stuff. And I already went through a bunch of headaches so that I could get JJK to show while I'm streaming that on Twitch. So streamer problems. Did I watch the Jacob, Emily, Mihawk interview at the cons? I saw some of like the short clips that were shared around. I didn't watch the whole thing. But it was cute. I like the part where Emily was like denying Taz in a very Nami, you know, it was very Nami Sanji coded. Cole Scott said, Randy, you were the star of the Reverie last week. I loved watching your face to all the ludicrous statements. Yeah, I wish I had more to contribute, but it's like, it was just all of the agenda. I don't know. It's like I have my agendas and everything, but it's like I like sophisticated savagery, and some of the stuff that was going on in that stream was a little too toxic, a little unsophisticated. Jay is a sophisticated man, and he was good at hosting, and you know, like he knows how to keep things tempered, you know, tempered toxicity. So when things started getting a little out of hand, I was just like, okay. All right, guys. Yeah, I felt bad because I had to run early, and then it was like once all the games were done, everybody was starting to like actually get into theories a little bit and like started talking about drip, and it was like, oh, like this is the stuff I actually want to talk about, but I gotta run, so I had to go. Hey, Roger's in the chat saying, said, "Are you saying I'm not sophisticated, Randy?" You have your moments, Roger. You have your moments. No, you brought the sophisticated energy. I'd say your most unsophisticated moment was actually at Jay's other reverie when you started talking about other people in the community and slobbering on knobs and all that. It's funny because Roger and I are hanging out this week. Now I'm uninvited. That'll go down in history, Raj. It'll go down in history. No, but I mean, like, even you've got to admit, Roger, like the some of the stuff in the reverie was getting a little too crazy, a little too wild. So, and I don't have any specific moments that I remember because I don't know. It's crazy how my mind works in a way. Like, I'll remember specific chapter numbers for One Piece or whatever, but I won't remember a conversation that I had with somebody. But I'll remember the feeling. I'll remember the feeling. Yeah, it 100% got nutty. But it's all good fun. It's all good fun at the end of the day, anyway. DMZ7 said the Sanji roast was crazy. Well, Hidden had to. He was put on Team Sanji after he had already done the big Zoro rant and whatever that was, if it was another reverie or something. So he had to switch sides. He switched up. Barry said, Roger's the reason I'm here, Randy, so we have to keep the peace. Oh, there's always peace. It's peace. Trust me. There's no Roger Randy beef. we're literally getting sushi this week. Shout out to Big Mike with Super, who said, idea for your next Reverie Theory for Theory Break. Host a cook-off, but instead of cooking dishes, they cook One Piece theories and have a panel of 3 judges like Master Chef. Winner gets a chef hat. Well, I mean, it would be more like, winner should get an apron. But Theory for Theory is a cook-off. That's basically the nature of what it is, and if you missed it, we had Dak Sake in the studio live, and we were cooking together. So if you missed that, definitely check that one out. Roger said, Barry, we're in a permanent pirate alliance. You have nothing to fear. Exactly. I don't have beef with anybody in the community.
Savage.
Even though with the hip hop world having its own Infinity War and Endgame thing going on right now. That's not what the One Piece community is. So, yeah, so that's the tier list, guys. I don't know. I'm just, I'm working on some scripts for some videos. I'm taking my time with them. They're going to be long videos. I want to put more consistent content out, but, it's like being able to find the time to... I don't want to just put out content to put content out. Like, I want to make sure it's good. But feeding the algorithm is terrible. Because it's like when you don't feed it, then no one even knows or gets an update when you put a good video out. It's tough. This is tough. This is all tough. Dizza said, Randy, I still got the drip folder locked and loaded. You know what we need to do? We need to load it all into Tier Maker. Take it out of the folder. We need to put it in Tier Maker, and then we'll just go for it. We'll just go for it, and we'll have the ultimate, contest of drip. And you know what? Maybe that's a collab stream. So actually ranking the drip, you know, we get Jay involved. Who else should be involved with drip? I mean, I've already done a collab. I did a collab with Jay and Morge about drip on Morge's channel. And then but yeah, I'm always down to rank. Ty, I'll be very vague. Need to bring back Eddie. Openings tier list. I mean, you could do something like that. I mean, I know what my top 5 are. Shouldn't mess with this one. These openings. You know, I actually like a lot of the endings in One Piece better than the openings. This one says it's the definitive one. Doesn't even have every opening. Sorry, that's not definitive. Definitive version 2. Okay, well this one actually has Asu in there. So, did I catch up to the JJK anime? No, I'm on season 2, episode 6, and I watched the movie. Hey, Chrissy's in the chat. Let's see. So, iconic, top of the crop. I'm gonna try and speed run this, so I know which ones are definitely iconic, top of the crop. So first of all, Kokoro no Chizu is my number 1 of all time, no matter what. So 5th opening, top of the crop, regardless. We Are definitely top of the crop. Believe, hot take, it's in my top 5. Sorry, it just is. Hikari, honestly, not my favorite, and also because it spoils so many people that Robin joins the crew, I can't sanction it as iconic. Bon Voyage, it's kind of a bop. It's kind of a bop. I'm gonna put it in B for bop. Brand New World is A tier. It's something that should have lasted way longer than it did. It just went, it like, I don't know, what is it there for 10 episodes? But it's so good. I love that one. Um, what is this? The We Are Straw Hats version. I I mean, it just kind of exists, you know. So I feel like I need an extra tier. We'll go with that. No, wait. Exists. So that exists. Crazy Rainbow, I'm not a fan of. Jungle P, I like that one a lot. We Are 2008 remix. Um, I love I love We Are, like it's iconic, but I'm not gonna like continue putting the remixes and all that stuff. Like I'm just gonna say they exist. Uh, Share the World. Um, B. One Day. I like it. It wasn't the vibe that Marineford needed to be though. Um, Fight Together is kind of iconic. Um, We Go, that's iconic, but it's not. But it's not top of the crop. So that's that's why I'm just gonna put it in A. Um, Hard Knock Days is top of the crop for me. Over the Top is top of the crop. It's top of the crop. It's phenomenal. Um, the Four Kids, that's top of the crop. Um, Paint, I'm gonna kind of put. I don't know. I'm not. I didn't. I don't know. I didn't really care for Paint too much, and I think it lasted too long. Dreaming On is a little better than that. The Peak was pretty good. Put that at B. Hope. Yeah, I'll put that at C. Um, the German version of We Are is iconic, and I use an instrumental of it in every video. Us is great, and I'll put that in A. New Genesis, we'll put that in iconic. That's great. The Chapter 1000 We Are exists. It's great. I love it, but it's another version of We Are, so I'm not going to. I'm like I said earlier, it's not going to be a thing. The Korean version, I haven't seen. Oh wait, this is the Korean version, or are they both Korean? Yeah, that looks. Yeah, they're both Korean. I haven't seen that. The Italian version, I have heard those ones, but I don't really remember them. And that's still, it's all like remakes. So, I remember the Arabic one was actually kind of a bop, but I don't remember it well enough. And then Wake Up, I don't know. I didn't really care for that one. Hands Up is okay. Superpowers. I'll put it above Dreaming On. We Can. Yeah, I'll put that above Hope. Kaze. I'll put that in B. All right. Yeah. So this feels right. My top 5 is exactly, it has not changed. My top 5 hasn't changed. It's literally Kokoro no Chizu, Over the Top, We Are, Believe, and Hard Knock Days. And then Brand New World, Jungle P, Us, Fight Together We Go, Bon Voyage, Share the World, One Day, The Peak, Kaze wo Sagashite, We Can, Hope, Hikari E, Superpowers, Dreaming On, Hands Up, Wake Up, Crazy Rainbow, Paint. No, Crazy Rainbow is probably the worst opening. And maybe that's a hot take, but. And then I had to put the rap, New Genesis, and the German We Are, and Iconic. Let's see. Ty said opening 26, opening 26, opening 26, because it spits hot fire. Hey, I've got it right in the the tier below S. Ryro said Crazy Rainbow is the worst pre-time skip opening. Yeah, I mean, I've got it as the worst opening of all. Like, without any sort of, like, I did this entire list without any chat influence because I wasn't even looking at the chat. So I'm glad I'm not alone with that. And not only is it like the worst, but it replaced. Didn't it come after Brand New World? So it was like we had this awesome one, which was Brand New World, and then out of nowhere, it just becomes Crazy Rainbow, and it's just like, I'm gonna deal with that in Enies lobby. All right, whatever. How do people feel about my list? Is there anything that I should like reconsider? Jen said, I don't see the OPLA theme song there. Well, that's because this definitive list is not definitive, but that would be top of the crop. Jen said, awesome picks. Yeah. I know what I'm talking about. All right. One Piece endings. All right. This one looks like it's got all of them. Crop. Okay. Memories, top of the crop. Run, run, run. Right there. What does she got you? Like, honestly, like the endings are. This is harder for me because the endings are like they, in as opposed to the openings, like a lot of the endings are like legitimate bops. Like I love like Watashi ga Iru yo. This one's great too. Before Dawn is one of my absolute favorites. Like it actually probably it might be my favorite of all time is Before Dawn. I love Memories, but I think I gotta go with Before Dawn. Which is funny that my favorite opening is opening 5 and my favorite ending is ending 5. Fish is that one's kind of mid. But I think my first credit on Kaizoku fan subs came during Fish, so I have like a little bit of a like where I wasn't just grouped in as part of the team, but like isolated as like a separate name. So I feel like that like it holds a special place in my heart. Glory, I mean that's the Vivi ending. That's great. Shining Ray, I don't know. That's a bop. Come on. Um, Family, I don't know. B. Free Will, B. Um, to be fair, I actually don't even remember this one. A to Z is one of my favorites. Um, I remember this one. Rays I really like. Dear Sunrise. Um, I don't remember these. I'm having a tough time remembering these ones. I remember this was the Robin one during the Robin flashback. That one was pretty good. But just off of these images and the names, I gotta re-listen to the endings. But I mean, I feel pretty good about like top of the crop and A though. Like my top my top 5 endings are definitely Before Dawn, Memories, Shining Ray, A to Z, and Rays. And then I'd actually go Watashi ga Iru Yo, Glory, Tsuchi no Suke, Run Run Run, and then Dear Sunrise is a new bop. So I feel good about like the top 10. Jin says Shining Ray, good pick. I mean, Shining Ray is it's. I love that one. I love it. Listening party. Yeah, that's the fastest way to get a copyright strike. I'd love to though. It'd be easier to do that on Twitch because then all the audio would just get removed. But yeah. I think I'm gonna wrap things up, guys. That was fun. You know, we speed ran through those. I wasn't planning on doing openings and endings, but we were talking about them, so it was just like, if I had known beforehand, I probably would have like re-listened to a bunch of the endings. And then, let's see. Is the chapter this coming Sunday, or is there still one more week of break? Let me know. So we're back this Sunday. Cool. This coming week is a chapter. Good. Let's get back into it. I hope everybody had fun in the break month. If you missed the Theory for Theory with Dak, it was a good one. Check it out. And yeah, appreciate you guys as always. We tackled the emotional moments, we tackled the openings, we tackled the endings. We tackled sophisticated savagery. Later, everybody. This Wednesday, we'll do some more JJK on Twitch.
I've been swimming deep, deep. Savage.